Alright, welcome back to AIM, and welcome back to Birdo. Now, I did make a couple of small changes, but only because they're write-off parts for me right at the moment. But exterior-wise, the only thing we did was put on the 06 wheels, because that way it don't look the same as Whiteout, Blackout, and Phoenix right at the moment. Now, by now everybody should know that the 04, 05, 06, 07, and 08 all look exactly pretty much the same, except for 06, 7, and 8. They ran these... Where's it? Where's a good shot of this thing? Right there. Little GM badges that go right down here on the fender. So we could make Birdo basically a clone car, and nobody would know the difference that she's an 04. To be honest, with all the options on these things, it's hard to tell them apart. There is a lot of differences, to be honest with you. But I did swap out the taillights. These are out of my 06 as well. Nice, clean, shiny, no cracks in them like the other ones were. Same with the headlights I had in storage. These ones I had cut and buffed when I first got my 06. So, and of course I wanted to put them in Raven, but with still the Les Schwab stuff going on, you can't change a car, because if it doesn't look the same as it did on their camera, they're going to throw a fit and try to push it out and say, no, our guy didn't put cheater bolts in your car. We didn't rip you off for $110 to do a job that now your car's not safe. Now, the inside. All we did was vacuum. Well, and swapped out the back bottom seat. I had to. There's so much dog hair, I couldn't get it out. I was fighting it. So I said, forget it. So all we did was vacuum her. Put a different lower bottom seat in that came out of Whiteout for now. And floor mats. Now, the carpet is beyond, I think, savable. But with the floor mats in it, kind of actually cleaned it up a lot. See, the seats just vacuumed. That's it. Rear speaker deck, vacuum. Front of the car, vacuum. I haven't wiped any of the dash down at all. Now, we got lucky so far that the rear speaker decks are in good shape. That one is good, and that one's good. 80% of the time, they're all dry rotted and cracked and broke. And if you do need a set, you probably won't find them online. You have to go to a junkyard. And the best way to do it, pull the whole speaker dash. It'll take you all day to get those off, and you'll snap every single one of the tabs off. It happens all the time. Trust me. Been there, done that a few times. So, moving on to up front. Now, all we did here is we did update it to the 5-button HUD, because I did have it open because it was missing a stereo. So, I figured why not throw in a proper leather knob over here. Steering wheel's coming next with the up. I like the actual spearhead instead of that. But, going on to said stereos. As you can see, this one's got the beautiful little anti-theft lock on right now. And that's normal. If you swap a stereo from one car to another, as far as I know, there's no reset for them. There's no way around it. It reads the VIN number. So if you take one out of one car to put it in another, it won't register the VIN number, and your stereo is not going to work. So I'm going to try to find some more research on that and try to see if there's a way around it. But right at the moment, I don't think there really is, except for going with an aftermarket stereo. So there's a lot of things that are coming. I didn't have a chance to really shake it down and look at it when I changed the wheels on it, because everybody can see I have such the lovely driveway to work on. But we did find a couple of small things wrong with it. It does have a bad right front bearing, and it's brand new, so it never got torqued down properly. And I know the shop that did it, same as well. She had an overheating problem, and the elbow there needs to be replaced already because it was not installed properly, and I know the shop that did it. And we have the paperwork to prove it too, which is just so great. So this time though, Les Schwab, you're off the hook. This one's not you. This one's one of your biggest competitors though. And this is just not even a slap on the wrist for them compared to what you did. So, did I mention the booster before? I don't know if I did. I had this little jewel laying around for about a year now. Bought it from ZZP. And it is a voltage booster. And boy, man, it makes a huge difference. When I first hit this car for the fuel pump, I could barely hear it. I put that sucker in, and it sounds like a race pump. I mean, it made such a difference. I mean, the lights are brighter, everything. It does make a huge difference. But it will only work on an 04, as far as I know. Maybe some of the early 05s might have this style alternator compared to what my other two cars have. But I don't know. Deegan's car, his Phoenix, it's got the new style alternator on it. So, I don't know. Once we get to the grounds and all the relays and fuses and stuff, and I'll show you how to really make these things come alive, we may not even need the booster. We'll see. But I don't know. I don't know quite what we're going to do to her yet once I get her completely fixed up. Maybe make her a parts mule to do some testing. Maybe have my partner drive it. May just get rid of it. I don't know. But she is kind of sexy in her own way. The trunk's not done. I'd open it, but all there is a piece of wood in there. And oh, speaking of that stuff, for some reason, both of my parts cars and Deegan's car and this car, and when I got the Comp G, it was also missing, like, all of its spare stuff. Like, all of it. Like, this poor car came with the wood, the carpet, and the center stud, and that was it. There's no in here, anywhere, any of her stuff. And all I've got is just the extra tires. And I went to the local yard up here that I go to for parts, and both cars there didn't have it either. I mean, why does this happen? I mean, when I talked to the lady, she said a while back she had to have a tire fixed, and she had her spare on, and where she went, none of it was in there. I mean, where does it disappear to? I really don't know. And according to looking at the tires, same place that did the other work on this poor car. So, well, until we can get this thing on solid ground, hopefully down at my parents' shop, I'll show you the bad front bearing it's got, and the rear brakes that are lovely, nice metal to metal. But we have all of those parts here from that car and that car, and the parts from those two cars. Those two cars have a ton of new parts on it, so should make making this one a very good, reliable car. So until next time, I guess I get to do the closer. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like us, join our flock. If you guys have any cars out there that you want to have featured, shoot me some pictures and some information. If you're close enough, heck yeah, we'll come out and look at it. If any of you out there are hurting on money like me and have one of these that needs looked at, I will be more than happy to come out and take a look at it for you and talk you through it, as long as you're close enough and local. But knowing every inch of these things has made it super easy on us as a mechanic to be able to work on these, let alone redesign them. So please let us know. Like I said, I'd be more than happy to. Until then, AIM is out.